Hey guys, how are you? This is Amar. I shouldn't be saying this Amar because you know it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna read the book Happiness in Your Skin. I hope some of you who are following these videos are enjoying and hopefully learning something from these videos. The whole idea is to be able to read the book and explain the book as an author, because I think other authors should also read their books, because uh, the person who writes the book, the writer who writes the book, knows the best about the book as anybody else, like more than anybody else. So I think it's important that writers read their books, and that's why I've decided to read all my books. And I think a lot of content on this channel is going to be just me reading my books and reading and explaining my books, because there are stories I've written, there are there poetry I've written, there's uh, prose I've written, books like non-fiction, Happiness in Your Skin. There's a philosophy book which is again non-fiction which I've written, which I'll be reading out and explaining. That is going to be quite challenging, because that's a really deep piece of work. So it's a book on free will. So I'm gonna be reading that. So let's start reading this. So we're reading the third chapter still, which is the sources of happiness, and we're talking about family, right? So the most this is where I think we stop reading. The most important thing to understand is that we need the support of our families to be able to go through the problems that life throws at us every day. The knowledge that we have a loving and a supportive family whose members love and support each other is not only a source of strength, but that of a deep seated joy that resides in the deepest corners of our heart. The most important thing to understand is that we need the support of our families to be able to go through the problems in our lives that life throws us every day. The knowledge that we have a loving and supportive family uh, whose members love and support each other is not only a source of strength, but also that of a deep-seated joy that resides in the deepest corners of our heart. Right. So if we know that we have a loving family, no matter what situation life puts us through, we know that there is a set of people who love us, who care for us, and that is a source of strength, that is a source of joy, that's the source of beauty. That's like, it's just beautiful to know that there are people who care for you, and you just don't feel lonely in case there's a family that cares for you. Hmm? Families where people fight with each other, on the other hand, consistently may not be able to stand the test of time, because in difficult times they'll fall apart. uh, People who don't love each other, especially when times get tough, they will fall apart. They won't be able to stand each other. So families where people don't love each other, where people fight with each other consistently, may not be able to stand the test of time, because in difficult times they'll fall apart. If you are in a broken family, and this is an important line, this is an important statement, and it's risky, but I've said it because I believe in it. If you are in a broken family, find another family. How do you do that? How do you find another family? Well, you go out and look for people who are like you. You look, if you're not married and you're not happy in the family that you're born in, you look for someone who understands you. If you're in a broken family, find another family. If you're lonely with your own people, they aren't meant to be your own people. Simple as that. I mean, it's unfortunate when some of us are in situations where we feel nobody understands it. And so, in case you are lonely with your own people, they aren't meant to be your own people. You need new set of own people. Hmm? Not just a family of origin. So that two kinds of families, I've explained in this book, which I think some other writers also explained. There's family of origin, which the family that you are born into, and then there's a family that you create, which is your second family, which is your partner. So not just a family of origin, but a second family which you create is as important for your happiness as the first, if not more. The person we choose to be our life partner is perhaps the most important person in our adult lives. And I agree with that as I read that. The person we choose to be our life partner is perhaps the most important person in our adult lives. Yes, the most important person. Choose this person wisely. The relationship can make or break your life. A partner who adds to your strengths and is patient and more importantly understands you and your priorities. This person will perhaps be your greatest source of emotional and psychological power. As an adult, people can take a lot. They can take work pressures, they can take the ups and downs of life too. But if their life partner works against them, it drains them of physical, mental, and emotional energies that are needed to face life on a day to day basis. Let's read this again. As an adult, people can take a lot. They can take work pressures, they can take the ups and downs of life too. But if their life partner works against them, it drains them of the physical, mental, and emotional energies that are needed to face life on a day to day. I sincerely believe that when people break down, when they have emotional breakdowns, when they commit suicide, uh, I really don't think that people commit suicides because of professional or financial reasons. I think we can work through that. I mean, we have some savings, and there are people we can ask money from. There are people like we can take a loan from a bank. We can work harder. We can work day and night. I don't think people really break down because I don't think people break down because of work. I think people break down mostly because their relationships don't work, and I think most of the cases the reasons for suicide are personal. That's what I believe in. So that's why I wrote it here. They can take work pressures, they can take the ups and downs of life too. But if their life partner works against them, it drains them of the physical, mental, and emotional energies that are needed to face life on a day-to-day basis. Unfortunately, there's no sure short way to find a good life partner. A marriage turned wrong can damage your life in ways you can't even imagine. You will not be able to concentrate on work, on sex, on health, and it'll deduct 10 years or maybe more from your lifespan. My suggestion to my fellow Indians and people around the world is that choose your partner carefully, no matter what the medium. The choice of your life partner will have a significant bearing on the quality of your life. Marriages are about two independent people coming together to lead an independent life. Also, females should work so they are independent. I strongly believe that females should work. My mother is a homemaker. She built us. She built our lives. However, I felt she lost her own dreams on the way. I mean, it is a sacrifice that women make to quit their careers for their children. I do not think that's the right sacrifice because I do not think sacrifices are good. I think women should work for their own good because when they work, it becomes work is our source of confidence, work is our source of self esteem. So I believe women should work, and when they work, they are independent, they're financially independent, they're strong, they're confident about their lives. They don't have to ask anybody, they don't have to depend on anybody for money. So I believe they should work. They should work so they're independent. The more independent they are, the more they would be confident of their abilities to lead a life on their own. I mentioned females because India is still a patriarchal society. Metros or elsewhere, the largest society still expects its girls and women to work in kitchens and not in meeting rooms. I do a lot of research work across the country. This is about my market research work that I do. And my experiences have shown that girls still suffer from biases of tradition and archaic rules, which do not let them experience their independence and potential. They have to sacrifice their desires for those of their brothers and husbands. They cannot wear what they want, they cannot do what they want. As long as the parents of these girls do not show confidence in their daughters and allow them the freedom to spread their wings, the society will not flourish. The society will not progress. I sincerely believe that women, as long as more and more women are in the work life, they have jobs, they are entrepreneurs, the society will not grow. In India, I don't know if I have the stats here, but the number of girls and women who work in India is still abysmal. It's not something you should be proud of. There should be more and more women who should work, who should get education, who should join the workspace and become entrepreneurs. Only then the society will flourish. And all of us will become happier. It depends because women being educated, women being strong, they'll create happiness for all of us. Recently, a pregnant woman in Delhi, this was when the book was written, was found tied to a cow shed by in-laws. Her husband had abandoned her there since her family wasn't meeting the demands for dowry. 15 lakhs, which is about over 10,000. Okay, my mathematics is bad, but it's about $20,000. Yeah, about 20,000 US dollars. 15 lakhs had already been paid as dowry by the bride's family. That's the problem. If the father can spend 15 lakhs in dowry for his daughter, why can't he spend it on her education? Don't spend on dowry. Now that I'm on this point, I want to plead to all the fathers who may be listening. Do not spend on dowry. If you have 15 lakhs to spend, if you have $20,000 to spend on your daughter, spend on her education, so that you don't so that she doesn't have to pay dowry, so that she can lead her own independent life, be financially independent, never need anybody's money ever. So, if a father can spend 15 lakhs on dowry for his daughter, why can't he spend it on her education? He can, but he doesn't. That's because he wants to conform to the rules of the community, which believes that women are meant to work in the kitchen and for subjugation. Every time a girl has to suffer harassment at the hands of the in-laws because of the archaic custom of dowry, it's not just the in-laws who should be put behind bars, but the parents of the girl too, because they let it happen. They had no confidence in their daughter. The man who asks for dowry doesn't deserve a wife. Do not get married if you don't find the right partner. This is for all of us. Do not get married. I mean, we can live without marriage. It's not that we need marriage to survive. We don't. Do not get married if you don't find the right partner. Someone who makes you happy, someone you make happy. The whole point of marriage is to be able to add value to each other's lives. It is a lie that we can't live alone. If we can't do it, we don't need to get married at all. All of us are capable of living alone. You're better living alone than living with someone you don't understand and you don't love. It doesn't add value to life. Rather, it takes away from it. So stay single till you find someone who sweeps you off your feet. In conclusion, this is the section where it's ending when I'm talking about family as a source of life. In conclusion, a happy family is one of the greatest sources of deep-seated happiness. If you are not so fortunate to be born into one, do what you can to change that reality. Alright, so that's the end of the section where we end about family as the greatest source of happiness. There are two kinds of families: the family that you born in and the family that you create. If you're fortunate to be born into a family which is happy, you are terribly lucky. And if you're not, try and create a happy family. Alright, because family is the greatest source of happiness. Yeah, that's the end of this part. We'll read the next section, happiness at work, in the next video. Alright, please comment and let me know in case you're enjoying these videos. I hope they're adding value. Even if somebody watches this video 10 years hence, 20 years hence, I hope they'll find value and be able to find happiness in their lives. Yeah, thank you so much. Bye.